Yo, 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 what's good? What's good? What is going on, y'all? What's happening? Happy Monday. Happy Monday. This is the first live stream for a Monday. You know, I got a little downtime, since the since your boy is, got a little time off, sort of kind of, but welcome everybody to live stream 41. Okay. We're going to sit tight, man, get a couple people on. Remember, put your scents of the days. What are you guys wearing? What are you wearing today? That's always good conversation for sure. Okay, so hopefully everyone is having a great Monday. Smell good, family. Hopefully you guys are doing well and doing fantastic, man. Doing fantastic. All right. So today we are talking Middle Easterns. We're talking Middle Easterns, and are they here to stay? All right. There's a lot of conversation about Middle Easterns, and I want to not only have a conversation about Middle Easterns, but I want to bring on somebody who's probably never been on a live stream tonight. I'm going to hold who my guest is tonight. We're going to have a guest tonight on the live stream. So matter of fact, I'm sending him the link right now because I forgot to send my guy the link. Well, we're going to have a good time tonight, man. Good time tonight. So y'all drop y'all sense of the day, man. Let me know what y'all got going on. Hit that like button on your way in. For sure. And, I said this on the last stream. A couple streams ago. Hold on one second. Yeah, I think it was live stream 38, 39. We had some wild conversations, some wild activity on here. And it forced me to look into moderators. All right. Some moderators for the channel. And I put a team together of people who I trust and people who have just been right in my corner, man, for a long time. All right. So shout out to my moderators who are on here to kind of diffuse or decipher or get anything out of here that's not important to what we're talking about. All right. So shout out to my wife, my sister Shoshana, Jared Miller, Kyler Bourne, and my guy Joel Matrix. All right. Those are the people who are going to be helping your boy out for sure. Okay. So today we're going to be talking about Middle Easterns. Are they here to stay? All right, we're going to have a conversation with one of the biggest Middle Eastern supporters, influencers, that I know personally. All right, so I love doing this. I love the interaction with everybody. We're going to get to the comments in just a second. But Middle Easterns, we're going to talk about today. But my scent of the day, it is blazing hot down here in Jacksonville, Florida. And this was my scent of the day from the house of John Barbados, went with Artisan Pure. Artisan Pure is my scent of the day. There we go. That white bottle's clashing with my light, but that is my scent of the day. John Barbados Artisan Pure. Okay. All right. So we're going to get to the comments. I'm going to wait for my special guest to arrive. And, we're going to have us a good time tonight. As always, I'm going to go live a little bit more than normal while I have this extra time off. Because I enjoy them and it seems like you guys enjoy them too, man. So let's go ahead and get with it. My guy Kyler, of course, in the building. Let's go, everyone. Hit the like button. It helps with the algorithm, helps support the content. It only takes a half a second. Thanks. Appreciate you, Kyler, for sure. Kyler says today's topic is why the New York football Giants are the greatest team in the world. That is a negative. That is a negative. We got my guy Lavelle in the building, man. What's good, Smell? Good family. Sent the other day, YSLY EDP. I think this is the first live stream when you haven't been wearing Intense Man, Lavelle. So good to see something else that you got in your collection for sure. Shout out Lavelle, man. He says hit that like button, gang. Thank you, man. Congratulations on the healthy baby boy, Dedrick and the family. I appreciate that, man. Thank you guys so much for sure. Habib, what's up, Smell Good fam? Sitting the other day, Assad about Latafa, speaking of Middle Easterns. Mr. Clark 30 sent of the day, Etruscan Water by Francesca Beniacci. It sounds like it smells fantastic. Antonio Harvey, what's good, people? Sent of the day, Marcel, I believe that's what it's called. Hidden Gems says, boy, another one? Yes, sir, we locked in. Hidden Gems, that's my guy too, man. Scorp in the building, smell good fam. Sent of the day, Beau de Jour. I just smelled Beau de Jour yesterday for the first time. Smelled Beau de Jour for the first time yesterday. And it's really, really good. I'm gonna have to get my hands on it for sure. All right, Rich Money Cash. Damn, it smells good in the chats in the day. Why I said, wow, oh fresh. I love oh fresh. I see Joel down there in the green room. I'm gonna let Joel get himself situated, and then we're gonna bring Joel on in a few minutes. I'm gonna get through some of these comments. All right. Catch my whiff. All right, Lagerfield floor. Was it Lagerfield floor? The tea flower, marketed to ladies, but definitely unisex. Okay. Newt's in the day, fragrance one, office second batch 2019 power baby. Bashan says congratulations, Big Papa. Appreciate that, Bashan. Thank you so much, man. Hidden gems, getting love from Kyler. What is that? Sun Nawapi. It's in the day, Untold, Baccarat Rouge 540. Gotcha. My guy Jeremy from the House of Colossus in the building. Speaking of Middle Easterns, Jeremy is one of the king of the Middle Easterns for sure. All right, we're going to be talking Middle Easterns today with my special guest. Okay. What we got? Newt saying what's up. We got Chandrick Tyson's in the day, Vetava Sensual. A great one from Mancera. A really good one. All right, Kyler Bourne, an honor to be a moderator. Appreciate you, Kyler. Means so much, man. Thank you. Kyler, giving Newt some love. What up, Newt and Jeremy from Hidden Gems? Is it guest Jeremy? It is not Jeremy. It's not Jeremy tonight. All right, me and Jeremy still got to work out, when he's good to come on the live stream. We have talked though. Me and Jeremy have talked. Okay. Dale Miles, what up, D Hawass? A solid banger. Yes, it is. Congratulations on your baby. Thank you, Dale. I appreciate that. New talking to Chadrick, Rich Money Cash. Joel is the special guest. Everybody showing love. Hidden Gems, send of the day, Darij. Okay, that's a Middle Eastern too. Darij, that's a real good one for sure. We got my guy, one of my best friends, Cedric Tyrone Koppel Farr in the building. Smell good fan. What's happening? Jason in the building. Jason, what's up, my guy? What's going on? What's happening? Send of the day, Prada, Amber Pour Om. I still got to try that one. Beardsome. Hey, bro, all is well. Have you tried JPG Lamar Elixir? Funny that you say that. If so, what are your thoughts? So, Beardsome, I'm gonna have to be a little lame right here. I have smelled it, and I actually did a video on it today, and the video will be dropping tomorrow morning. So I'm not going to give my thoughts on the live. The video will be dropping tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. on YouTube, man. So check my thoughts on there, bro. Sorry, I got to be lame, bro, but I want people to see what's good. We got my baby love in the building for sure. Kyler in the day, Adonis, by Aaron's Terrence Hughes. My guy Copples in the day, Polo Deep Blue Parfum. Okay, fire. All right, Miss Six getting some love. Mike's in the day, Frank Oliver, Blue Touch, and Scent of the Night, Trillion. All right. What's going in this week's coffee? It says what's going in this week? Coffee Eternal, Raficat, Caramero, Spice Bomb for EDT, Lunar Rose Ocean EDT, Blue Atlas, and Cocktail Intense. My man gave the whole lineup. The whole lineup. All right, y'all. I'm gonna get down to the bottom as quickly as I can because I don't want to have our special guest waiting. We're gonna have a great conversation about Middle Easterns, and I'm looking forward to it because Middle Easterns have just boomed all over the fragrance community, man. Eddie Lewis, my guy, little Eddie in the building in the day. Calvin Klein, Defy, good stuff. Lavelle, laughing, that is a fact. I've been feeling like Chris Rock on New Jack City when it comes to Club de Nuit Intense, man. It just be calling me. I feel you, dog. It's a top 3 in my collection. Jason says been thinking purchasing Bourgeois Imperial. Is the hype really deserved? I haven't smelled it, bro. I'm kind of like with you. It's on my list, but they say the hype is real. Okay. Joel, Sean getting love. Wilson's wearing mango skin. Catch my whiff. I think Middle Eastern scents are here to stay. Hidden Gems showing Mr. Six some love. Catch my whiff. Fratcon may not have that large of an impact on the houses, but bottom line, I think us Fratcats have enough of an impact to move these Middle Eastern notes to the mainstream. I agree. Big Ticket Gaming. What's up, Smegma family? Do you find yourself having to spray samples more to get performance? Do you find yourself having to spray samples more to get performance? No, I haven't had any issues when I sprayed a sample. Not me. No, sir. But Sean, Burberry Touch, a classic. Baby Love showing love. Wilson getting the question. All Jara Bops in the building. She want to be free. Salute to everyone. Summer Vibes 4.0. Beautiful pineapple fragrance for sure. All right, I think we've reached. Oh, no, we haven't reached the bottom. We haven't reached the bottom, but we're going to go ahead and get started. I'll pick up where I left off. Let me see if I got anybody showing quick love real quick. Rich Money, yo, big dog. That product Amber Home is fire. You're like it for sure. That's on my list for sure, dog. All John showing love. Kyla showing love. Mike, I mean, it was coming in this week. Oh, okay. Well, Mike, let me know about that Rafikat and that Camaro. I love those fragrances. Let me know. All John says congrats on the mod status, Kyler. Yes, sir. House of Colossus Bourgeois Imperial is phenomenal. Well, there you heard it. One of the kings of the Middle East, and let you know what's happening. Reggie, let me know. Dedrick, congratulations on the new addition to the Fragrance family. Appreciate that, Reggie. You know, I appreciate your support, dog. He says he's on every video. Appreciate you, bro. Score. Say that. Cop that Imperial. Uber Gods in the day. Montrese in the building. What's happening, big homie? What's happening? What's going on? All right. And last one before we bring our guest in, D's Frags. Danielle, what's going on? Hey, Dedrick and Consuela, just wanted to say congratulations on the new addition to your family. I know he'll be smelling good. Thank you, Danielle. I appreciate it, man. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right, y'all. We're going to pause right here on the comments. Antonio says congratulations on your baby boy. Thank you, Antonio. I appreciate it. All right, so I'm at the bottom for now. So we're going to go ahead and get this thing started. We're going to bring on a guy who I got a lot of respect for. Good dude. I enjoy the conversations. He helps me out a lot, especially in the Middle Eastern world. And I'm looking forward to talking Middle Eastern with him tonight for sure, because Middle Easterns are massive. Okay. All right. So without further ado, y'all, we are going to bring on my guy, my friend. I consider this guy a friend of mine. Man, we got Joel Matrix in the building.
Hey, Dedrick, Smell Good family.
Yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, Joel Matrix is live on the live stream. Man, Joel, how you doing today?
I'm good. I'm good.
Good. It's good to see you, man. Glad all is well for you today. Can you hear me good?
Yeah.
Okay, good. 10-4. All right, Joel. So let's go ahead and jump into it. So let's backtrack a little bit. So when we talk Middle Easterns, Joel, you reached out to me, and I think you reached out to me on IG or on the live stream, and you were a little bit different with your Middle Eastern talk than most people, because you were giving suggestions and giving houses and brands that I had never, ever heard of. And you're the reason, you and Ross, I got to give dual credit here for that Khalil Platinum edition that I got into my collection, which is rivaling that Jean-Paul Gaultier Le Beau EDT. So Joel, just real quickly, man. Well, not quickly, just kind of take your time, Joel. What is your outlook on Middle Eastern fragrances? Why are you so drawn to them, Joel?
Well, for sure, the price helps. When you have to pay like 2, 3 times, 4 times less than the original price.
Right.
Most of the time, it might be the same quality or it might be lower quality. Some might surprise you sometimes that they're going to be like higher quality, not as often, but it happens that it could be a really high quality or the same quality as the original.
Absolutely. I totally agree with you on that. And you know, for me, for Middle Easterns, I got to give Jeremy, the House of Colossus, all the credit. He was the one who sparked my Middle Eastern fragrance interest. And I was watching one of his videos, and me and Jeremy, and speaking of Jeremy, subscribe to the House of Colossus. He has a great channel, great content. Check out my boy's stuff, man. I'll have him in the description when this live is over. But he had this video, and I think at the time it was his top 7 Middle Easterns. And that's where I saw Kayed Al-Farsan. I saw Latafa Amethyst. And I was like, what are these fragrances what's he talking about? What is he talking about? So I hit him up. And at that time, me and Jeremy were talking back and forth on Instagram. And then we exchanged personal numbers. And I said, hey, man, I want to dive into these Middle Easterns. Can you give me at least 3 suggestions to start with? So his first suggestion was Kayed Al Fursan. All right, that was his first suggestion to me. I copped it right away, and he told me about what's the one that smells like by the fireplace by Latafa? What is it called? I can't remember the name of it, man, but it smells like by the fireplace by Mason.
Ragba from Latafa.
Latafa. I think that's the name of it. And
Latafa, yes, I know. A longer brown bottle. Yeah.
Yes, I can't remember the name of it. Maybe somebody in the comments can, if they have it, they can let me know because I want to know the name. I don't feel like going to my cabinet. But long story short, he put me on, and when I got him in, Joel, the quality of the 2 fragrances were bar none mind-blowing. The pineapple and Kayed Al Fursan. There's Jeremy right on cue. Amir Al Oud Intense. Yes, that was the fragrance that Jeremy suggested for me. And when I got him in, the quality of those fragrances. Matter of fact, Jeremy, if you're free, text me, dog. I'm gonna shoot you the link if you're free. If you're free, let me know. Text my phone, man, and I'm gonna shoot you the link. But when I smelled them, Joel, I was done. Joel. I said, "What is this? Someone needs to explain to me how I paid $20 for Kayed Al Fursan, how I paid $20 for Amir Al Oud Intense, and they smell like this." And that's what started it. And this was probably about a year and a half ago when I was introduced to the Middle Eastern world. All right. So, Joel, I want to ask you, what fragrance was it for you, Joel, that got you in the Middle Easterns? What was the experience? What was the initial opening of the door for Joel Matrix to walk inside the Middle Eastern world?
So say that again.
What Middle Eastern fragrance was it for you? What was your experience when you got introduced to Middle Easterns? What fragrance was it? What reviewer was it? What was it?
It's so long ago, I can't really remember which one it was the first one.
Okay.
It might have been a Latafa.
Okay.
But which one it was, I can't really remember.
Okay.
But well, I went with the ones that are easier to without the oud, and that are easier to put on, and that smells good. And then the further I went to with oud, and then like stronger ouds. Mm-hmm. And then I got used to, my nose got used to the oud.
Okay. So you've been doing it so long, you don't even remember which one it was.
Yeah, I would say a couple of years. So yeah.
That's dope, man. That's dope. Well, Joel, let's go ahead and get into some questions that I'm pretty sure people want to know. Let's start off with this. What are your favorite Middle Eastern houses? What are your go-to houses, brands? What are the ones that kind of stand tall over everything else?
You got Fragrance World. You got Latafa. You got Rasasi.
Mm-hmm.
Ala Remain.
Okay.
There's even one called Attar.
Okay.
It's not a Attar, but the company name is Attar or Attar USA.
Mm-hmm.
Paris Corner.
Yeah, love them.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot. Even new ones that I see, like new ones that pops up most of the time.
So, of course, the one thing that we talk about, of course, Joel, is the pricing of Middle Easterns, the bang for your buck. How much money you can save over time, especially if you're an enthusiast, like we are. You're an enthusiast as well. So, over time, we're always looking to see what's out there, what's interesting, what we would be willing to sample or even add to our collection. So the bang for your buck is definitely a plus. Now, I want to ask you something, and you can speak to it as well. The the thought process of somebody thinking about a Middle Eastern, they automatically think oud. And that's how I was. I thought that I was going to get a Middle Eastern, I was going to get oud and spices or something like that, and I was just going to be like, But that wasn't the case now, was it? So, and the reason I say that is when I smelled Kayed Al Fursan for the first time, the way that pineapple hit my nose, and the way the slight fresh spiciness and the woods really captivated me, man. I felt very ignorant, with my thought process when it came to Middle Easterns, man. So the diversity of Middle Easterns are wide range, and there's probably somebody in the chat right now who probably is thinking the way that I was thinking about Middle Easterns being orientally based or oud based. And Joel, what is your thoughts on that? It's specifically with the wide range, the wide angle of what Middle Easterns can provide, whether you're looking for sweet fragrances, dark fragrances, floral fragrances. What are your thoughts around that, man?
Well, you got lighter ouds that could be more kind of like a designer. You got like the darker ones that you could go really Middle Eastern. So there's quite a range. But yeah, so some are like fresher, or like the oud could be lighter, so you don't really smell it. You smell more the other notes.
Right.
But some it's the main player in it. But
right.
You could have all different mixes, like oud with citruses, so it becomes a fresher one. Even if the oud is strong, it becomes a fresher one. It's just that it's more for certain countries. It's more normal fragrances, but for other countries, we're not used to it. So for enthusiasts, they might like it. Like if you meet somebody that that uses fragrances often, they might like it. But if it's somebody that's not used to it, then yeah, they might say like the oud is too strong, whatever. But after a while, you might say like it's not that bad.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. I agree with you. I just think that the education of the Middle Eastern fragrances it's so important. It's so important to know what you just said, man. So you just gave a really great breakdown of what you can expect. I just sent the link over to Jeremy. He may be able to join us in a little bit. So we're going to sit tight there. So before we get Jeremy on, let's just go ahead and get to something that was probably very tough for you, Joel. I mean, you talked about this yesterday on the call, and shout out to my sister Shoshana in the building, showing love. Shoshana says, don't forget to hit the thumbs up. Thank you very much. We are 46 strong on the live stream right now. We're talking our Middle Easterns here to stay, featuring my guy, your guy, Joel Matrix. All right. So y'all hit that thumbs up. It don't take nothing, don't cost nothing. Show your boy some love for sure. All right. All right. So Joel, me and you talked a little bit yesterday. I got an opportunity to talk to Joel via FaceTime yesterday. We had a really cool and good conversation. And I let Joel know there's one thing for sure that you can prepare for. And you can prepare for you giving us your top 5 Middle Eastern fragrances of all time. I mean 1 through 5, Joel. I need 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, Joel. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, you ready, Joel?
Might have to replace them a little bit.
I knew I put a little spin on that. I put a little spin on that.
It's pretty good.
Pretty good.
Maybe not in 1 to 5, but for me, it's hard to always put like the first and the fifth place. They're all the same.
I'm just messing with you, man. It don't have to be 1 through 5. We're just gonna talk about some of your 5 best. I just want to.
But those are for now, because, like you said, I'm so much an enthusiast that if I buy new ones, then that list might change.
Yeah, for sure. I got you. All right, Joel, let's go ahead and get into it. Joel, what is your first Middle Eastern fragrance that you want to talk about that's in your top 5?
Well, everybody knows that one. It's getting more and more people that buys it. It's Latafa Mayer Legacy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That PDM Sedley.
Yep. I love that one, Joel.
Smells so good.
It smells so good. And the reason why I don't have a bottle of Parfums de Marly Sedley is because of Latafa's Mahir Legacy. I'm not in a rush to get it. Now, I'm a huge Parfums de Marly fan. Huge. I have 7 or 8 bottles of the collection. And one day I'm going to get Sedley because as a collector, I want to have that with the collection. But I'm in no rush to get it because of what Mahir Legacy has to offer. Now, Joel, have you ever smelled the original Parfums de Marly Sedley?
Not this one. There's a couple that I bought some samples that are from PDM, but I didn't try Sedley, the original.
I'll be interested one day if you're able to get your nose on Sedley, just to hear your thoughts on how close you think it is, and if you like it better, because Neeb from Aromatics, shout out to Neeb says that he thinks Mahir Legacy is better than Parfums de Marly Sedley. Now, I'm on the fence with that one. I'm not ready to commit there, but that's what Neeb thinks. And Neeb is one of the king of the Middle Easterns for sure. All right, for sure. No doubt about it. All right. All right, Joel, let's get into your next selection. What is your next Middle Eastern fragrance that you want to put on display?
So this one, Ross talks about it. Everybody likes it too. It's getting traction a lot too. Kaila Platinum from Paris Corner.
Yes, sir. That
or
is
Horse
awesome.
Head again, but
oh yeah, same theme. I just really noticed that the same thing. That is a beautiful, inspired by
Jean-Paul Gaultier Le Beau.
Yes, the EDT. Now I have both of them, and there are some slight differences between the two. But that Khalil Platinum, man, that coconut and that tonka bean and that one is stellar. It's stellar, man. They did an absolute job. I think that is around 95, 96%. Very, very, very close to the Jean-Paul Gaultier. And it's awesome. It's awesome for sure. It is awesome for sure. Now, have you smelled the JPG?
No, not that one either.
Okay. So definitely will be very, very interested in to hear your thoughts on how close the two are once you get a chance to smell them. All right.
But like you said, when they smell so close, that they apparently smell so close, why buy the original sometimes, right?
No. I am 1000% with you on that. And a case in point for me was Club de Nuit Intense Man. It took me forever to finally get a bottle of Creed Aventus for a decent price on discounters, but Intense Man does such a great job. I wasn't hard pressed on getting me a bottle of Creed Aventus until I was ready to. All right, Joel. Number 3, Joel. Let's run it down. What is your third fragrance you want to display tonight?
So number 3 is a long title. A la Romaine Portfolio Neroli Canvas. That's a Tom Ford Neroli Portofino or a 4711 clone twist.
Okay, and that is a clone of Tom Ford's Neroli Portofino?
Yes, or 4711. But it cost a little bit more than the first two.
Now, what is it that you like about that one so much? Why is this one in the 5 that you want to talk about? What about it brings you joy? Why did it come to mind to display here tonight?
Well, the Neroli smells pretty good. When I'm trying to do a variety of different fragrances, I try to get different notes. In every one of them, that is the main player or whatever that smells the most.
Mm-hmm.
And that one, with reviews that I read through the internet or through YouTube, they were saying that it was a pretty beast mode.
Yeah.
So compared to the Ford 711 or the Tom Ford, apparently it even surpassed the Tom Fords for how strong and long lasting it lasts.
Yeah. Yeah, I've never smelled that one, but I have an inspired by Alexandria of the Neroli Portofino. I forget its name. It's called Neroli something that I got from Alexandria, and it's a really good one too. It's a really good one. So I gotta imagine that one is excellent as well. The Neroli and the citrus display in that one, the musk, it's great, and it lasts a lot longer than the Tom Ford. Now, don't get me wrong, the Tom Ford quality, it's pretty good. It's pretty good, but it's ultra close between the two, like no doubt about it, man. So I agree with you on that. And the Neroli Portofino DNA is one of the better summertime warm weather DNA that you can get your hands on. I know you probably agree with that as well, Joel. Oh, yeah. All right, my guy. What do we got at number 2? What is coming up? Top 2. We got 2 left, right?
Yep.
Okay, what do we got?
But there's 3 other ones that is going to be more out there,
Okay, let's
or
get it.
that people don't know about.
Hey, that's what we love, man. We love the stuff we don't know about.
So number 2, Rasasi Sator Ta.
Okay.
So a lot of people know about Rasasi Sator Wa, and there's, I think the other one's C. I think it's the blue one. But Ta is a Gucci Guilty Purum. So that one is like, for me, is the orange. The orange pops up like crazy.
Okay.
And it's super beast mode also, compared to the Gucci. Apparently, that's not as a performer.
Okay. Yeah, I've heard that the Gucci Purum is not the best performer, but you're saying with this one, you get excellent performance?
Yes.
Yes. Well, see, I have Sator Wa, the spicier one. Do you have that one?
Yeah, I got that one. Yep.
Now, I love that one. That walnut note in that with that cardamom and those spices, Joel, that is a killer.
Yeah.
That is for the cooler weather. My God. And it performs well and it's so rich. And I don't want to lose this point. I'm going to highlight Kyler's comment here. I'm going to keep it at the bottom because I do want to talk about Middle Eastern and designer. I want to talk about that. That is going to be a topic that we're going to discuss. Maybe Jeremy will be on at that time as well, because I do want to have a conversation wrapped around that comment, because I have the same kind of thought process that Kyler displayed here just a few minutes ago. So before we get to Joel's number one, well, not number one, the top fragrance tonight that he's going to show, we have 42 watching strong. Thank you for everybody who's watching live stream 41. Smell Good family, I appreciate y'all stopping in. Do your boy a favor. Now we're 44 strong. Do your boy a favor, hit that thumbs up. It just helps push the content along the way. Got my special guest, my guy, your guy, Joel Matrix, kicking it with me live tonight, talking about the evolution of the world of the Middle Eastern fragrance. Okay, it's one of the most popular, trending, fast-paced, traffic getting experiences in the fragrance community by far. So definitely excited to talk about this with a man like Joel, who is so knowledgeable and so understanding of what Middle Easterns are and what they provide. All right. So appreciate everybody for joining us tonight for this live stream. All right. So Joel, here we go. What is the top fragrance that you are wanting to talk about tonight?
I would say it's in between, that people know about it, but not as much, but a little bit more than 3 other ones that I have that people don't know about at all, or that it's not that many knows about. But that one is a special one that Neeb talk about today.
Okay.
This one is Pepper So Spicy from Fragrance World.
Oh boy, never heard of that one. Joel, talk to me.
So that one is I would say a Guerlain Apis Valet clone.
Okay.
So that one was another bottle before. I can't remember the name of it.
Okay.
They rebottled into Guerlain Apis Valet, and then Fragrance World did a clone twist of it. Basically, the smell for me, it smells like a freshly cut green pepper.
Oh wow, freshly cut green pepper. So
yes, it's spicy, a little bit different.
Right, super spicy, right?
Spicy, yes, but it's a fresh spicy.
Mm-hmm. Are there any florals or any fruits in this fragrance?
I would say if it is, it's not that strong.
Okay.
For the flowers, but for my nose, it's basically that green pepper smell that I smell the most.
So definitely something for the, would you say the cooler months? Would you say that?
I would say fall and spring.
Springtime. Okay.
It could be also summer, maybe not in the 40 something, but 40 something Celsius. Yeah, because I'm in Canada.
That's right. Joel is
but that's Canada. A little bit.
Yes.
That's in 100 and something, if I remember right, in Fahrenheit.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Well, you put me on something. You probably mentioned that one to me. Who knows? Because Joel, he is always putting me on to something outstanding for sure. I'm gonna have to look into that one because my palate has changed or is changing when it comes to fragrance. I'm not really into the super sweet fragrances right now. Like for instance, I had a bottle of Nebras and I've had it for a year. It smells like a fruit cake or vanilla chocolate cake. Smells really good, ultra sexy, but I don't want to smell it coming off of me. All right. So I've Mrs. Hicks now has the bottle. And I'm gonna smell it because she loves gourmands. Sway loves gourmands. So when the weather gets a little cooler, I know she's gonna throw that one on, and I'm still gonna get the experience in a sexy, dope way. So I'm not missing out. I just won't be wearing Nebras like that. So spices and leathers and ouds, resinous, balsamic style of scents really have my attention right now for sure, Joel, for sure. But that is something that I definitely want to look into because when you say a fresh piece of green pepper, like I want to know what that smells like. I want to know what that smells like for sure. Okay, Joel. Well, Joel, I want to ask you a couple of things, man, and thank you for your 5 that you gave. I'm pretty sure you could have chose a number of different Middle Eastern fragrances to display of tonight. But I want to ask you about a couple of Middle Eastern fragrances that are out there. I should have had the bottles out, but I don't. But I'm going to ask you about a couple. You ready?
Yep.
Joel, what is your thoughts on the new Latafa Bada Al Oud Sublime? Have you smelled it? Do you have it?
No, I don't have it.
Wow. You don't have that one. Is it something keeping you from getting it? Or are you just
Uh,
not that interested?
No, I would say maybe it's I heard that it could be a little bit feminine, but at the
Okay.
same time, like we talked about in the lives before, that some fragrances could be attractive to women also,
Right.
on a man, I mean.
Now, personally, I love it.
So,
I love it. I love it. It's like a rose fruit punch style of a fragrance. My wife, she loves it too. Shamaya loves it as well. I appreciate rose. So stuff that maybe lean a little feminine to some fellas out there, which I understand. That don't for me. It is really, really, really good. All right. So we have my guy, Jeremy from the House of Colossus, waiting in the green room. Going to bring him in 1 minute. I'm going to ask Joel one more question about one more Middle Eastern. Then we're going to bring Jeremy on to discuss the conversation of Middle Easterns. Jeremy is one of the king of the Middle Easterns, undoubtedly, in my opinion. But one more. All right. Now, last week, Joel, as everyone knows, well, not everyone, but those who kind of watch and pay attention to what I got going on over here, me and my wife gave birth. Well, my wife gave birth to our 3rd child. So we have a brand new baby boy in the world.
congratulations again.
Thank you, Joel. Well, on Wednesday, Joel, I wore Rasasi Hawass back to the hospital. Okay. And when I left my house after showering, changing my clothes, and getting right back up to the hospital, I went to my local grocery store. I told the store today on my video for my weekly rotation. If you haven't seen that yet, go ahead and check it out when we are done here. Here's a thumbnail for that just to put on display. My weekly rotation. As you can see, that beautiful bottle of Hawass sitting right there. Okay. So I wore it, and Joel, it was my most complimented fragrance day ever. I received 10 or more compliments wearing Hawass. 10 or more. I mean, every time, every chance I look, man, I was being complimented. 10 plus or more. So, Joel, what are your thoughts on Rasasi Hawass, man? And we're going to get Jeremy in here right after that.
Well, I don't have that one either.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
But I got the original that kind of smells like it. It's
so you have the Invictus. You have
the Invictus, the original,
okay, well,
the OG.
You got it then. That means you got it. It's really close. The one thing about the Hawass though is that cinnamon, that spicy approach to it really makes it stand out. It really makes it stand out for sure. Well, Joe, we're gonna have to get you up on that one, man, because I think you probably would like that one a lot for sure. For sure. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to bring in another king. I was calling him king of the Middle Easterns before anybody. I'm gonna keep it real. I didn't even know Aromatics had a channel or anything like that because I was always watching Jeremy. The House of Colossus. Jeremy is my resource for Middle Easterns, but then I discovered Need and what he does over there at Aromatics, and he's a great guy, has a great channel, great following. So that's where the Middle Eastern growth continues to get bigger. But my guy right here coming in live, coming in hot. My guy, Jeremy. Let me get him in here. Is he coming? Where you at, baby? Where you at? Hold on. Oh, my boy. Bring him in. Hold on. I got 3 people. There he is. I had to get him in on the screen. My guy.
What's going on?
What's up,
Joe? What's going on, fellas? How y'all doing?
Well, man, thank you, Jeremy, so much for being able to stop by and chop it up with us real quick.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and it's only right. It's only right that you, my friend, me and Jeremy have been rocking with each other. I think when our channels, man, we were what, in the hundreds?
I think you started a little bit before me. We met through Icemail, Mikey from Icemail. Shout out to Icemail. That's my dog.
Yep.
We met through there, and then we all created a group chat, and we've been rocking ever since. It's been almost 3 years strong for sure.
Yes. Me, Jeremy,
Lamont, Twilly
2 cents, and Mikey from Icemail. We got together real early in our journeys for sure, man. So, Jeremy, glad to have you, man.
Appreciate it, brother.
Absolutely. Well, no doubt, man. You my guy for real. So Jeremy put me on. I told the story earlier. I'm not going to tell it again. You can catch it on the replay. But I told how Jeremy put me on. And Jeremy, let's just go ahead and get into it, man. Jeremy, Joel, Jeremy.
That's my dog, the GOAT. One of the GOATs. One of the GOATs.
For sure. Well, Jeremy, let's talk about your thought process, man, and your outlook and everything on the Middle Eastern houses, man, because your channel is more predominantly Middle Eastern currently. You have tons of content. And you've put a lot of people on, and I'm going to say this right now. Jeremy from the House of Colossus is the reason why Kaid Al-Farsan is running wild out here in people's houses.
Hey, I'm just a student of the game, man. I ain't going to toot too much.
It's true.
I'm just glad that people are getting a whiff of something really, really good for a good price.
Hey, it's true though. If he can be very modest and humble, but I'm not. It's true. Okay. But yeah, Jeremy, what are your thoughts, man? What are your thoughts on Middle Easterns, your outlook, your approach to it, like what it's meant to you? Talk to us about that.
For me personally, man, like coming into the game, just being a student of it, I feel like it has its place for it. You know, I created my channel during the pandemic. You know what I'm saying? So most people don't have coin like that, and that's no disrespect to anybody. I'm just, speaking modestly. Yep. So I wanted to find a way where I can address men's hygiene as far as cologne and all that without having to break the bank and go spend a ton of money. Yep. And then I got into Middle Eastern fragrances. I want to shout out a few more channels that do very awesome content.
Yeah,
man.
Please do.
Thomas Lynn Scents, man. Scent On, which is actually an Arabic gentleman who does phenomenal work. Okay. There's a few, those guys in particular, that I have watched and gained a lot of knowledge from. Obviously, Neeb, that's my dog. I have his personal number too. Neeb is a GOAT. Yep. I just feel like there's so many GOATs because we all bring something to the table. But I feel like Middle Easterns, for the most part, is not going anywhere. It has its lane. And my process with getting and buying them is honestly just simply like, I want to be able to smell good, but I also want to be able to experience other things in life. So I can buy a $30, $40, $50, $60, $70 fragrance and feel great about it Middle Eastern wise and still be able to go out to eat or still be able to go do this and still be able to go do that. So
I feel
my biggest thing is just try to kill 2 birds with 1 stone, but I love smelling good. I've been doing it for a while.
No, I feel that 1,000%, man. Like, your outlook and how you do it though is cool. Like, you do it in a way where you want to be a part of it, dog. Like,
absolutely.
That's how I jumped on when I saw your video, and I said, "Who is this dude, man?" He was like, "My favorite Middle Eastern fragrance." I think you was doing 7 or 8, and you had Amethyst in there. You had Kaid Al-Farsan in there. You had the one with the rosary beads. I can't think of the name of it right now.
Sabwa Oud from Rihanna.
Yes, and I have that as well. You're the reason why I have Sabawa Oud, because of you as well. And You just was really diving into him. I was like, man, the way he talking like these things is that pressure.
They are.
And they are. They are. So, Jeremy, I want to know from you, man. I'm putting you on the spot. I put Joel on the spot. Joel already kind of gave off his 5 right now that are just, the top for him to discuss. And I know I'm putting you on the spot. So
I've been watching the live stream the whole time, so I'm ready for it.
Okay, so I'm about to say, get with it, baby, because it's time. Okay. Jeremy, my friend, what are your top 5 Middle Easterns right now? You don't have to go 5 through 1 or 1 through 5, but what are your top 5 Middle Easterns if they could take your whole collection away?
Oh, sheesh.
What 5 are staying with you? I don't put
that pressure on you, yo. I'm gonna go. I can't not put Lattafa Kayat Alfredson in there because that's my baby. If I didn't put Kayat Alfredson, my channel, it still would exist, but I gotta put Kayat.
And you wouldn't be real, Jay.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. I gotta put Kayat Alfredson. I'm gonna go. Man, I really love my Amethyst.
It's so good.
I really love my Amethyst, so I'm gonna go Amethyst 2.
Okay.
I know you was just talking about Nebras, but I love Nebras, man. I am a lover.
Yes, you are.
So,
yes, you are.
I'm gonna go Kayat Alfredson, Nebras. What was the other one I just said?
Amethyst.
That's
3.
Man, that's tough.
I know it is. Yeah, putting that pressure on.
Off 9 p.m.
Ooh.
Dang, this last one's gonna be tough because there's so many good ones out there. You know what? I'm gonna roll with it. We gonna go with Hawass. Hawass is my favorite.
Lord have mercy. I was wondering if that was gonna make the cut.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I was gonna go Club de Nuit Intense Man, but somebody, look, genre said Camera. Bruh, I'm in a tough position right now.
Hey, you know what? That'll be a dope video from you too, man.
I actually already got a record of my top Lattafas. So it's just more so about getting it out. But now y'all making me reconsider.
Hey, that's what it's about, ain't it?
Yeah,
that's
man,
what it's about.
It's a beautiful thing that we in. That's all I can say.
Absolutely. Joel, have you smelled 9 p.m.?
No, but I got the original.
So you have Ultra Mall.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay. So you good. You good. The only differences between the two is there's an apple in 9 p.m. versus that pear note in Ultra Mall. Now, me personally, I like 9 p.m. better than Ultra Mall. Me personally, because of what the apple brings. Don't get me wrong. Ultra Mall is good, man. It's good. And if you have Ultra Mall, you don't need 9 p.m. in my opinion. But the apple, it just does something a little bit different to that DNA. And apple's one of my favorite notes, so I guess I'm being a little biased. All right, gentlemen, I'm not going to hold you guys much longer, but I do want to get to an interesting question from Kyler Bourne, or not a question, but a thought that he put out there. And I want to get your gentlemen's thoughts on it, because I have my own thoughts as well. Kyler says, if more people knew about Middle Eastern fragrances, it would crush the designer houses and their whack-ass prices. Now, I've recently been having conversations about designer versus Middle Eastern, and I do have an upcoming video that I'm going to be doing that on in the next week or so. I want to get your gentlemen's thoughts on this. Let's just say prices are at the back end of it. Let's talk about the scents, the fragrances, the quality, what you get when you smell the Middle Eastern, because it's easy to talk prices, right? It's easy to say, hey, you got Polo Red for $120 versus Club de Nuit Man for $30. I mean, of course, what are you going to pick? The Club de Nuit Intense Man, right? So I want to get the price out of here. I just want to get to the scents and what you guys have experienced, including myself. So let's start with you, Joel. Joel, designer houses versus Middle Eastern houses. Do you feel that there's a difference between the two? Do you feel that you get something that much better with designers over Middle Easterns, or vice versa? Do you get more with Middle Easterns than you get for designers?
I would say sometimes it's kind of like equal. That it goes back and forth, but I would say sometimes the designer could be way lighter, and the sillage, the longevity is not as good. So when you go Middle Eastern with a twist clone, it might become stronger. So if it helps, even the designer companies, not helps, but try to change their mind and do it better the next time, then the designer would have a better product, so they would sell maybe a little bit more. But if not, yeah, people, if they know that it's stronger and it lasts longer, they might go for like the cheaper version and the one that lasts the longest.
Okay. What about you, Jeremy? What is your whole thought process? Designer versus Middle Eastern. What you get inside the bottles? You think you get a little bit better from Middle Eastern, a little bit better from designer? Like, what's your thought process on just the two?
I think, how can I put this? I want to word it properly.
Okay.
I think Middle Easterns do better than designer.
Okay.
In my humble opinion, I believe they do better. I believe they give better bottles.
Okay.
I believe sometimes the quality of the juice is better in some cases.
Okay.
I think Middle Easterns challenge designers to give us different fragrances. Do not
Agreed.
give us the same thing. I think that's basically where I feel like that's where designers kind of go down the drain. I haven't bought a designer fragrance in a while. The only thing I believe that would stop Middle Easterns from killing off designers entirely is accessibility. If Middle Easterns became more accessible inside of Macy's, inside of the mall, we have some in our malls.
Yeah.
So if they became more accessible, then there wouldn't be a reason to have designers. Only way that there would be a way for there to be designers is if they create different fragrances. You have to give us something more. And most times, Middle Easterns do that. Like, you got your different type of ouds that you get with Middle Eastern. You got your different type of spices, your different type of nuances, which make them, more more pleasing to the crowd, because we all want to wear something that kind of helps us stand out.
Sure.
We don't want to wear the same thing. Like, although my saying is, the next man can't wear the fragrance like you, but that's just my take on it. I believe that they both have their space, but if I had to kill off one, it would be designer, only because they keep giving off the same stuff.
That is a very unpopular answer, and I love your answer because I'm on the long side of you. So for me, I have three different categories. I got my designer, I got my Middle Easterns, and then I have my niche. And honestly speaking, and shout out to Lavelle, he said, "Is Jeremy going to be on the live stream earlier?" And he said, so ultimately I wasn't wrong because I didn't know Jeremy was going to be on. So shout out to Lavelle. I just wanted to highlight that. So in my experience, niche, designer, Middle Eastern. I'm going to stick between Middle Eastern and designer. I was led to go through a major mental observation of Middle Easterns versus designer. So hear me out. This was my moment. Okay. I had bought 1 million elixir when it came out last year. I bought 1 million elixir. And I also, on that same day, I had Fragrance World's Mocha Wood coming in. The same day. So I came home with the elixir. It was smelling good, man. I was like, yeah, this is going to be a good deal. I was kind of hyped about it. And then later on that evening, my Mocha Wood came in from Fragrance World. I got it in. I had 1 million on this arm. I sprayed Fragrance World's Mocha Wood on this arm. And I was stuck. And the reason I was stuck was because I bought 1 million elixir retail, like a dodo. Retail. Because it had me in the chokehold at the store. It had me in the chokehold, and I made an impulse buy. Now, do I still like 1 million elixir? I do, but I just wish I wouldn't have paid retail for it. Mocha Wood, I paid $35 for it off Amazon. Smelled them side by side, and I was tripping. Number one, the quality of the Mocha Wood, it was better than the 1 million elixir. It was better. The 1 million elixir comes out bright and comes out strong and comes out beautiful. But that Middle Eastern, man, the quality stayed the same the whole way through. And then I continued to go through things like amethyst. When I got amethyst in, I smelled amethyst and I compared it to Toy Boy. Toy Boy's another rose fragrance. And I like Toy Boy because I like rose. But amethyst is better than Toy Boy. Amethyst is better than Toy Boy. It is. So I stand with Jeremy like, listen, the designers have their place? Absolutely. But if Middle Eastern fragrances were allowed to stand in the same arena, in the same stores, in the same mall, designers would be in real trouble. They will be in trouble.
Ain't no way around it.
In a perfect world, maybe that should be the case because of the prices that you're paying with your Chanels, your Dior's, your Paco Rabanne's, your Victor and Ross. Which, don't get me wrong, a lot of their fragrances are really good. I have them. I have the fragrances. They're great. They have their purpose. But I can pay for Club de Nuit Intense Man EDT for $30. I can also flip around and get me a bottle of Royal Blends from Lattafa for another $20, $25. That's $50 for 2 fragrances that are going to outdo that bottle of Invictus Elixir by Paco Rabanne. That's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. So
I just think that's smart. I mean, it's smart.
Yeah.
It's smart. Like, why? I mean, I could go on and on and on and on and on about this.
Same here.
But
Same here. Yeah. So, you know, I definitely want to have the conversation. And I'm so fortunate to have Jeremy on and so fortunate to have Joel on. 2 gentlemen who are locked in to the Middle Eastern landscape. And just to hear your guys' thoughts and your processes on Middle Easterns in general, it's without a shadow of a doubt that they're here to stay. They're not going anywhere. The brands and the quality of everything is only going to get better, in my opinion. And these Middle Eastern houses and brands, they know what's out there. That's why the Tom Ford and Maison Alhambra thing is so kind of popular right now, when they sent that cease and desist on them with that Maison Alhambra line. Because I got 2 of those fragrances. I got 2 of them. I got that Tuscan leather clone and I got that Oud clone. And listen to me, man, they're close.
They did just as good for just a fraction of the price.
They're close for sure, man. So that was really, really, really dope, man. Let me see. I think I got my guy in the chat as well. I'm seeing some Ross. There he goes. We got my guy TLTG Reviews down in the chat. Ross, are you free? Are you free, Jeremy? How much time you got? You good? You got to get out of here, man.
Hey, I'm off today. I'm rocking in, baby. We in.
Okay, bet. Well, my guy Ross, man, that's my man's for real. Ross, let me know if you're free. I will send you the link to your Instagram if you are free, because I would love to get his thoughts and his opinions on Middle Easterns as well. Because I remember a short time ago, Ross was on the fence about the Middle Easterns, and then he started diving in to the Middle Eastern, and he's, you know, he's in them, man. He's in them. Like, he's getting Middle Easterns and he's reviewing and he's talking about them for sure. So I'm gonna wait for my guy to hit me up to see if he's free, and I'm gonna send him. Oh, there he is. He said he will hop on for a few. So let me send my guy the link real quick. So Jeremy, you got anything coming up? Anything coming in? Joel, anything coming in?
Go ahead, Joel. I'll let you go first.
Well, yeah, I got 2 coming in. One is Moresque Soul Batik. So that one apparently is close to what's his name again? Ross's friend, Justin.
Justin Copeland.
Second Soul. So apparently it's close to the Second Soul.
So which one? What is this one called?
The Moresque Soul Batik.
Wow, that's something interesting there now.
Hey Joe, I need
beautiful
you to send
bottle
that to me on Instagram.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
What about you, Jeremy? Anything coming up for you, my friend?
All right, so I've been on bear with me now. I've been on a no buy, man. I've been on a no buy for like 2 months.
I feel you.
Just to kind of like spend time on my fragrances that I do have,
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to kind of like just continue to buy and buy. Because as enthusiasts, man, it's like one coming in, then another one coming in, then another one coming in, then a box from 2 weeks ago just came in. So,
Right.
but I do have quite a few that's in the vault. I'm really trying to dive into the house of Nabil. I have Nabil Ocean on the way. Nabil Crown of Emirates. I think French coffee from it's not Latafa. I believe it's Ardal Zafron or someone like
It's
that.
called French coffee.
Yeah, French coffee. I think you did a review on it already. It's probably not Ardal Zafron, but it's a coffee fragrance.
How's
Oh,
Rehab, I think?
Eternal coffee.
Eternal Coffee. There you go.
Okay.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Paris Corner.
Paris Corner. Okay,
Yeah,
so that
got it.
one, I got that one on the way. I've been honestly mostly just decluttering. I've been blessing other people with fragrances, decanning out a lot of stuff, and just kind of
Okay.
going from there. I'm not in the business of getting 100 mils anymore because I don't got no
I
space.
feel you. I feel you.
But yeah, I mean, I got a few things that's on the way, Middle Eastern wise, and then I'm actually going to start doing more public interviews where I'm going to the mall and just get in front of the people.
I'm looking forward to that, man, for sure. All right, man, we're going to get my guy on, man. He just moved well across the country a couple days ago. So he's getting set up in his new gigs. There is my guy, Ross from TLTG Reviews. What's up, my man?
Joel, good to see you. First time I get on screen with Joel. House of Colossus. We've never met.
How you doing, sir? Nice to meet you.
What is your actual name?
My actual name is Jeremy.
Jeremy Ross. Nice to meet you.
Ross, nice to meet you. Been watching you for a long time, man. Huge fan. Continue to do your thing.
I'm just like the rest of you guys. I make content, talk about fragrances. A few more people watch me. I'm nobody special.
Well, Ross, man, how are you doing, man?
Busy. I just ate some dinner and clicked on YouTube, saw you were live, figured I'd jump on and say hello for a little bit. Kyler got on me about getting on screen. I said, well, that's not up to me. If Dad doesn't put me on, I'll get on.
Of course, my friend.
I got so much shit to do, man.
I feel you. I ain't gonna keep you long, man. We've been on for a little over an hour, so we're gonna hang out for a few more minutes. But I do want to ask you, a couple questions. We're talking Middle Easterns tonight. The title of the
topic,
the stream. Yeah, very hot topic.
Joel's favorite topic.
Oh yeah. Joel is very locked into Middle Easterns for sure, no doubt about it. Well, Ross, I remember, I want to say sometime last year, you were getting asked on one of your live streams about Middle Easterns, and you hadn't quite dove all the way into the pool. You had your Intense Mans and your Siages from.
I had just got Hawass around that time, I think.
Right, and I think Hawass was the one that said, "Okay,
kind of sparked it." Yeah,
correct. So I want to know from you, man. Number one, do you feel Middle Easterns are going to be here to stay? And what do you think their place are in the fragrance community?
Well, I'm kind of split on it because part of me wants to say it's not going anywhere, but the reason I'm split on it is because like what we saw with Alhambra with Estee Lauder and the lawsuit. Okay, there's going to be more of that, of these parent companies putting their foot down, but then it'll just be they'll twist it, they'll change it. So it's kind of it'll constantly evolve, and I think there'll constantly be a battle back and forth because there's so much money to be made. Because even at $20, $25, these companies are making a ton of money because the reason even at discounters they're able to make profit because at wholesale they have to sell it to these wholesalers for 75% off retail.
Okay.
If let's use fragrance by as an example. If they're selling this fragrance for $25, they probably bought it from, let's just use Latafa. They probably bought it from them for just a few dollars. And even at just a few dollars, Latafa made a few dollars on each bottle. And it's such a massive scale because it's a hot topic right now. So it's at all the discounters, all, little mom and pop websites on up to the big ones. Yeah. So it's one of those things where it's big business, even for a cheap fragrance. So they're always going to, no matter what the hurdle, they're going to find a way to jump the hurdle. So that's what makes me lean more to it's not going anywhere. There's always going to be an iteration because clones, it's just there's no law against copying formulas. It's when it gets down to copying the presentations that I think is the biggest issue. Because I mean, those look just like the Tom Ford bottles.
They do, man. It's crazy.
Like I'm surprised this is able to exist. It looks so much like Elysium Parfum Cologne.
Yeah, yeah.
You know.
So you think that eventually a lot of other companies who, especially with the designs of the bottles and the packaging, you think they're going to get involved, kind of follow the Tom Ford Estee Lauder train of thought, so to speak, with going after brands who decide to say, hey, we're going to make this fragrance, we're going to spin it off what's popular just to get people to be enticed to buy it. You think they're going to come after them?
I think so, because when we're talking about a L'Oreal and Estee Lauder and LVMH, they have very much disposable income to just make the lives miserable because even when you compare I go back to a Lattafa or an Armaf from an independent brand, they're massive when you compare that. But when you compare it to one of the top fives in this industry, they can afford to bankrupt these companies if they really want to give them trouble. So that's where I think it's going to be. Now, this is just my opinion on my observation. Sure. I am not a legal expert or anything like that. I have to make sure to say that this is all allegedly under my opinion.
Sure. Yeah.
But I think we're just seeing the beginning of that, to where they're going to say, you're not going to keep ripping us off, because that's money that they could be making. But for the time being, it's a great thing for those that want to try some of these more expensive scent profiles at a fraction of the cost. Because you guys have heard me say this a ton of times. And there's people that will argue with me because it's my opinion versus your opinion. It's an opinion.
It's conversation.
But when it comes to the originals, most of the time, they encapsulate that little something extra that most clones can't capture, whether it's from the quality standpoint of the raw materials that's being used or whatever. There's always that little something that's missing.
Yeah.
And I say always, I would say 95% of the time.
Yeah.
There's that little something extra that the original has over the clone. But when we're talking a $300 fragrance versus a $25 clone, most people are going to go after the clone. But then there's people that this is where snobbery comes in, where it's about the artistry. And I totally get this side of it. And they turn into, they can't stand clones. They hate that they exist. They think it's a crime.
Yeah.
But when technically there is no legality.
There is not.
I know that's a long-winded answer, but
no.
Great point in there, mixed with some reality and fact.
Yeah, great points for sure. I mean, all the points are very, very valid. And I agree with you. It just depends on what brands are you going with. Like, for instance, when I first smelled my clone of Parfums de Marly from, I think it was Detour Noir from Al Haramain. And I loved it. It smells great. It's fantastic.
It's a great Leighton clone.
But when I got my bottle of Leighton in, there was, like you said, there's something there that kind of says, okay, okay, I get it.
Leighton's a great example, because I have a bunch of Leighton clones, and I would never pick any of them over my bottle of Leighton.
Yeah, so but it depends on what someone's looking for.
About. They're great to spray and compare. It's a good talking point for content for people that would prefer to do that than spend, let's say, $150, $160 on a 75 ml of Leighton. But when you actually get Leighton, you're not going to want to wear the clone.
Sure. Unless you're just trying to spare your Leighton. You're trying to spare your Leighton.
That's fair. That's a fair point.
And that's a good thing too, because I have Leighton and I have different things. So if I'm going to work or something like that, I'm going to put on that Al Haramain before I put on my Leighton. Now, if I'm stepping out. I
like the twist more than the carbon copies.
I agree.
That's the ones I like more. That's why I like trying all these different versions of Aventus and Fierce and Silver Mountain Water. I like twists, not the exact same thing. Give me something different, and it's going to make me want to explore it more. Like very similar, but not carbon copy. That's what I personally like.
Right, Jeremy, what's your thoughts on what Ross had to say?
I mean, I think I agree to an extent. I feel like with the legality part, I think that's right. I personally believe that they shouldn't copy the bottles. I feel like, I mean, you have all the more references to put it in. You've already showed us that you can create a funky looking bottle. You can create a simple bottle. You can create an extravagant bottle. Why not just do it that way
I'm with you.
So that's my gripe with it. I agree with that as far as like ripping off the bottle presentation.
Yeah.
I don't agree with that part.
Yeah.
So that would be my thing. That's the only thing I would change when it comes to Middle Easterns. I mean, I've worn them so much that I mean, I really don't necessarily too much care for it. But
Okay.
when it comes to like the twist part, I totally agree with that. Like for in the sense of Leighton, I don't own Leighton, but I love Lalique White and Black. It's in that same vein type of vibe. Like I have different
kind of its own thing at the same time, right?
Exactly. Even I can go to what's the one? I think it's with Paris Corner. Their Naxos clone, which is I think Bo Elegante. Now that one smells amazing, but it's a twist. It is not as dense and deep as Naxos is. There's more of a freshness that comes with it, but you still get a little bit of that honey and that tobacco. So I'm like, okay, I can deal with this more. It's like making Naxos more wearable. So I get it. I'm with you on the twist thing for sure. And I don't agree that they should, be ripping off the bottles. But hey, if they're gonna go to war, let's go to war.
I mean, here, Legacy, that bottle's weird looking, but it's Sedley, They definitely nailed down Sedley like a spicy Sedley.
Yeah, that's a great example, Ross. That may hear Legacy bottle versus what that Sedley bottle looks like. Just go that way.
I'd rather them do some weird ass looking bottle.
Yeah, go ahead and make a Ninja Turtle.
They already, if they already doing it already, making weird bottles, why not just do that and then
keep it going?
just keep it going. Like, what's the point of like? I guess in a sense, like. I don't know, because I feel like as an individual, if I'm gonna buy the knockoff, I don't want it to be seen and looking like the knockoff.
I feel you. You want it to have its own thing.
Yeah, give it its own identity. I mean, it may smell like it. Like let that be an experience for the consumer.
Of course.
Sorry, I live on a busy street where they just race all day.
But it's okay. Ross just got done with that.
Thank God I'm done with that.
So, that's my standpoint on this. Like, just put it in a different bottle, man. That's what I think.
I'm gonna catch this comment right here, and Joel, I got something from you, and then we're gonna get into one last question for Ross, and we're gonna wrap this up. So, Dark 66 says he needs an opinion. I have 2 perfumes on my radar. If you had to choose which is the best? 1 Million Royal, which I've never smelled, or Spice Bomb Infrared EDT. Now I know Ross has smelled both of those. What do you got for him, Ross?
Well, I've only smelled 1 Million Royal once. I was in a layover in Frankfurt. Did first impressions on it. It wasn't as good in the opening as it settled down 30 minutes later. So anybody that saw that, you'll see I checked back in at the end of the video, and I actually jumped its rating up like 1.5 points.
Okay.
It's a slightly more woodsy, not quite as rosy, not quite as sweet take on the Elixir. It's still quite similar to the Elixir.
Okay.
But like I was saying in my live stream earlier, give me all the spice bombs.
Yeah,
I'll take infrared EDT. Give me all the spice bombs. I'm not going to say 9 times out of 10, but it's pretty close. Let's call it 85% of the time.
Yeah, that's your spiel there.
Give me X fragrance or a version of Spice Bomb, I'm probably going to pick the Spice Bomb.
I feel you.
I'm very biased there.
Well, hopefully, Ross was able to help you out, Dark 666. Okay.
So just real quick on the scent profile, because I didn't really weigh in on the scent profile at all for Spice Bomb Infrared. So red hot spice, a little sweet, but not like candy, sickeningly sweet, and very airy, surprisingly airy. It actually
really
works summer evenings, believe it or
really
not.
Good.
Yeah.
I got my bottle late. in a Nordstrom rack, a gift set for $40. It was just sitting there for $40. And at the beginning of the year, I walked in, they had that and the OG YSL EDT in a gift set, just sitting there. Both of them were $40 a piece. I grabbed both of them.
I've been seeing EDT the last couple of times I went. They have multiple bottles every time.
It's I think it's that 2016, 2017 version.
I like that one better anyway.
I like that one better anyway.
Yeah, like they're in there. They're in there for sure. Hey Joel, do you think we should put Ross on the spot? I'm gonna leave it up to you, Joel. If you say no, we're not gonna do it. But should we put him on the spot for his 5 favorite Middle Easterns, Joel?
Oh shit.
Should we do it to him, Joel? We did it to Jeremy.
Well,
Why
Joel
not?
knows one
Why
that
not? Okay.
Joel knows one I'm not going to pick.
Ross, my friend, I've asked Jeremy, I've asked Joel, and we're going to wrap up with this one, fellas, unless anyone has anything else after this. I know I'm putting Ross on the spot, so I'm giving him like a few seconds to get himself together. We've talked about Middle Easterns this entire stream. Jeremy and Joel have contributed in a great way to this conversation. And with you, Ross, just being bombarded by Middle Easterns as of late, do you have a going through it?
5.
Do you have a 5, Ross? Because I know for a fact you've already said that the Sublime, the Sublime is one.
Body Out Oud Sublime, of course. Camaro Ohm Intense. I'm still super impressed by that. Pandora Sense, the vintage Dior Ohm Intense clone.
It's fabulous.
Right there.
It's fabulous.
Now here's where it gets tough because there's so many great ones that are going to get left out here, like Hawass that's going to get left out.
Ooh.
All the Elysium clones are going to get left out. Shiaka is going to get left out. That's what sucks about this. Is a tough one. Why do you hate me, Debbie?
I love you, Ross.
I'm going to go with Club de Nuit Intense Man Limited Edition Parfum. It's just my favorite version. I can't beat that.
Good stuff.
Man,
can't even be mad at it.
I gotta go with Not Only Intense Supremacy, Not Only Intense from Offnon. So there's 2 dislike fragrances here.
Okay.
And
that's 4.
I'm kind of torn here because I love 9 a.m. Dive and 9 p.m. and I feel like one of them deserves a nod. And I think 9 p.m. is just. I got to go with 9 p.m. because that's one of the few clones I've ever said get the clone over the original.
Also, because you're with me and Jeremy on the 9 p.m.
Yes, sir.
Over
it's
the
so much
original.
smoother than Ultra Male.
Man, that's lovely.
Look, I don't get in the mood for that scent profile all the time, but I don't touch my bottle of Ultra Male just collects dust.
Yeah, mine's too.
9 p.m.'s too good, man. And you get it for under $30. It's a nuclear performer. It's everything anybody that wants a great affordable fragrance could ask for. As long as you like.
Yeah, me and Jeremy was just discussing because he put 9 p.m. in his as well. And we were talking about how that apple does a little bit something different than what that pear does.
It's not as fresh. It's sweeter because it's a fruitiness versus that fresh fruit. It's more sweet fruit.
Yeah, and I personally like it. My sister's in here. She's saying she loves Ultramall, so she's telling me to go ahead and pass it down to her.
Look, it's great, but that's one of the rare occasions where I don't think the original has the extra something over the clone. I think the clone's got the extra something because it's smoother, and I really believe that the oils used in 9 p.m. they just smell of higher quality. They just do to me.
I'm with you. I want to give my guy Callie's Groom Room a shout out. He's in the chat. He says copying the bottle design is a problem. Yes, it is. That was well said by Ross and Jeremy for sure. So shout out Callie, man. Y'all check out his content, man. He has some dope content for sure. Well, gentlemen.
And really good hair.
Huh?
And he got really good hair.
He does. He has the
dark hair, Johnny Bravo.
Him and Gerard George probably got the best hair in the game.
Really good hair.
They probably got the best hair in the game for sure. Well, gentlemen, I appreciate you guys taking the time out to come on the live stream and chit chat about Middle Easterns. I'm very grateful for you guys' time for sure. We had a great time tonight. We were on live an hour, 18 minutes. So we're going to wrap this thing up for sure. But this won't be the last time I talk about Middle Easterns either. And, we'll keep the conversation going because the reason why I decided to do the stream tonight is because the Middle Easterns are starting to get to people who are not so much in the community. They are just your regular everyday going into dealers. Let me smell that. And I'm starting to get asked about Hawass, and I'm starting to get asked about 9 p.m. And I found that kind of interesting that they're starting to kind of get out to people who are not enthusiasts like we are, so that's why I wanted to have the stream tonight to kind of jumpstart a conversation that's already running wild in the community for sure. So that's what this was about tonight. Well, Joel, you were my first guest, my man. Thank you so much for coming on tonight. Look forward to having you on again, Joel. You did a fantastic job, my man. I'm gonna tell on Joel real quick. He was a little nervous coming on, but my guy, he held it down. He held it down for sure. And my guy Jeremy, man, Jeremy's a good friend of mine. Me and Jeremy been rocking for a long time. Thank you, Jeremy, for your time coming in, discussing and creating this panel, so to speak. I didn't know this was going to happen tonight, but this is what happens on the lives. Ross can attest to that. At one time, Ross had like 15 people on his screen.
Well, you can't have more than 10 counting yourself.
I know. I was just messing
unless
with
you
you.
upgrade, then you can have like 12. I think.
Yeah, I was digging at you. I was digging at you. And of course, my guy Ross, TLTG Reviews, man. Thank you as always. Whenever Ross is free, he always, I reach out to him, and he's seemingly always available just to chit chat real quick on the streams. That's my guy.
Well, I don't go into a live chat unless I'm available, just in case.
Yeah, I know.
Because it happens a lot. Where it's like, hey man, you want me to send you the link? Absolutely. Let's talk.
Well, the only time I ask Ross if he pops in. So I've been lucky so far to get him on to chop it up with us, guys.
Oh, trust me, if I'm not available, I don't say anything in the chat. If
I know that. That's why I ask when I see you. That's why I ask when I see you. All right, gentlemen, and the chat. Thank you guys so much for joining tonight's live
Jeremy,
stream.
It was great to meet you, man. And Joel, I'm on stream with you for the first time.
Absolutely, man.
Nice to see you live.
Indeed. Dedrick, thanks for having me, man.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and shut it down. I'll be back live probably Thursday. I'll send out the thumbnail enough time, and then we'll go at it again, guys. So y'all have a great night. Be safe. Splack it up, splack it down, and splack it that thing all around. All right? Y'all be cool. Love y'all. All right? Y'all boys be easy, man. Thank y'all. I think we